And today's session is really interesting. It is very eye-opening session. It is going to be because, as I was telling earlier, that this concept of karma, um, it it has it always confuses us. We think that karma is a bad thing, that it's a punishment, and all these things. So in the evening, I just read this article about this wonderful lady called Vasundhara. She has a blog, and in that blog she has written this article, and it is very wonderful article. So today I'm going to present in front of us so that we can learn from this and we can grow from this concept. Okay, so it's about karma, the 7 spiritual facts about the law of cause and effect. Karma is misunderstood more often than appreciated because the ancient law of cause and effect is taken too literally at times. While Eastern holy scriptures emphasize the importance of being a karma yogi, that means the one who follows the path of karma to improve one's relationship with the world, there is a need for an even simpler introduction to karma to help overcome our misunderstandings in the modern world. What does karma mean? Karma comes from the Sanskrit word karma or action. The divine law talks about the consequences of our actions and invites us to become more accountable or conscious of what we do and don't do. The origin of the law of karma is associated with India's ancient spiritual texts like the Bhagavad Gita, wherein the Hindu god Krishna gives a profound discourse to the noble warrior Prince Arjuna about the importance of doing the deed and not worrying about the reward. As Prince Arjuna dwindles about the upcoming war against his ill intended cousins, verse by verse, over 18 chapters, Krishna helps Arjuna and anyone who sincerely reads this scripture become more empowered through his teachings. The discourse took place in Sanskrit, and many spiritual teachers have since translated and commented on the teachings offered by Krishna. Of course, dissecting each verse or referencing the vast pool of knowledge out there is beyond the scope of this article. But let's start with some basics. Even if you are new to the world of cause and effect, you may have heard other quotes about karma like, you reap what you sow. What goes around comes around. You get what you give. Life always comes full circle. Now, I had a discussion with a dear friend and realized that there are so many commonalities with Christianity and Hindu or Buddhist teachings on karma. I will share that conversation as a resource with you at the end of this article. But for now, just realizing that this philosophy is shared across multiple religions makes it all the more palpable. Then what's missing? And how can we understand karma in a bigger way? There are 7 spiritual facts that she speaks about, this author, the Vasundhara, speaks about. First thing is, karma isn't always the bad guy. It is, in fact, absolutely unbiased and balanced. One of the contemporary ideas of karma is that it's a form of punishment or to come back at. I have said this before while talking about the divine laws of the universe. Karma is a neutral law. We as humans are the ones that make it seem good or bad. But the truth is, there is nothing personal about what's happening. For instance, a few years ago, I had signed up for a gym membership where the owner promised they would refund my money in case I moved from the city, which I was sure would happen soon. When the day come through, the owner started going back on his words. Month went by, calling him and asking him to honor his commitment. It was a large sum of money that could have been put to better use. But eventually, I had a sense that I have a karmic debt with this person and will not be getting my money back. Now, It's completely up to the reader to see this as a good thing or a bad thing. However, thanks to these spiritual insights about karma, I didn't take it personally and was able to withdraw myself from the situation without resentment or bitterness. We can like it or throw a hissy fit about it, but whatever needs to happen will happen after the wheel of karma comes full circle. And another way to look at this is that we take up soul contracts to help the universe expand its consciousness while we face our karmic debts. It's a part of the bigger picture. The universe isn't biased, doing more good for one soul and worse for another. It just gives everyone what they are due for. So we won't get any more troubles than we deserve, and we won't get more happiness than we deserve either. This leads me to the next point, which is the second point. Karma is also the good guy. When I say a full circle, I also mean the good stuff. I have personally experienced that when I do something good for another person, even if they are not the one to reciprocate, life comes around in bigger ways than I could have imagined. There are so many beautiful stories in the book. Invisible Acts of Power. I'm repeating this, friends. Invisible Acts of Power by Caroline Myss, which exemplify what happens when good people do things for strangers. In those cases, whether we call it God's grace, a miracle, or karma, the truth is that actions lead to positive reactions too, not just the bad stuff. Now, the third point is karmic debts don't have to be a sob story. When we face hardships, it can feel defeating and trigger our victim archetype. We begin to ask self-pitying questions like, why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this? And in this victim mode, we might think we are entitled to all the answers. I definitely have been the one to curse at the universe and negotiate for answers, only to hear crickets in return. However, just like we cannot teach calculus to a student that's still learning basic counting, we cannot comprehend the complexity of how the universe works right away. Of course, we can try. That's why we have so many metaphysical books out there. But spending too much time worrying about or resenting what's already happened keeps us stuck in the past and thus prevents us from creating our present the way we want it. In my experience, it becomes difficult to work out my karmic debts if I'm resisting reality. The idea of grace isn't to accept my defeat, but is about removing our judgments of right or wrong and focusing on contributing to the bigger picture I mentioned before. So my invitation for us is to start seeing our daily problems as an opportunity to clear our karmic debt rapidly. The bigger the problem, the bigger our clearance. Everything you do in the present is always building for your future. And if you can do good enough in the present, you don't need to worry about the future because you will start to override the consequences of your past too. And this way, we can become masters of our destiny. We can't be jinxed out of something we deserve. This is the fourth point. Do you believe in the idea that somebody can jinx you out of what you deserve? For instance, in Indian families, we have this notion about keeping our plans a secret. We don't tell any plans to anybody until they are executed because we don't want someone's negativity to dampen our experience. Now, in America, someone might cross their fingers or touch wood to prevent the jinx. However, this can become a limiting way of living, giving a lot of power to the other person or situation and taking away our own. Worst comes, something we deserve might be delayed, but it will be rerouted to us and never robbed. Know now that the universe is always self-correcting, which means whatever is meant for you will get to you. And the universe will find the most aligned, quickest way to get it to you. This also means that if it isn't already here, it may not be the right time for it in our journey. Do you see how this upgraded way of thinking can empower us more than believing we were inadequately robbed of what was for us? Now, the fifth point she speaks about is karma is not about trying to even the score. As I briefly mentioned before, we sign spiritual contracts with the people around us to learn lessons from each other and clear our karmic debts. And when we undergo uncomfortable situations in a relationship, there are only one of two possibilities. The first possibility is they are clearing their debts to us. The second thing is they are creating their own hard fate for the future. Now, the thing is, don't get involved. As tempting as Hollywood and Bollywood movies might make it seem, plotting revenge, plotting revenge does not serve us. Do I mean don't fight for your rights? No, of course not. Save yourself as best as possible. But don't adopt vengeance along the way. Get out of toxic relations if you need to. Limit yourself from people that bring out the worst in you. Stay in the truth and the awareness that nothing can be taken away from me. Because as a soul, you are imperishable, cannot be destroyed, and cannot be deprived of anything. So do not take karma into your own hands. Your objective is to clear out what you already have, not add more to your plate. Now, the sixth point she says is about we don't need to wait around for karma to hit somebody. While we are talking about getting even, let's also talk about wishing for karma to hit someone. In this era, we might find ourselves silently stalking and then fuming at their happy social media posts, thinking we had the unfair end of the deal. It all comes crashing down someday. But sometimes it can take lifetimes for someone's karmic death to catch up with them. That might not sound fun to read, but it's a reminder of that bigger picture we have been referencing all the time. My understanding is that while you are policing someone's destiny, the law will not be set into motion. However, if you can exit that loop, that confining energy, the law finally generates the bill of deaths due. In this transaction, or in the other worlds, the cycle finally comes full circle. Now, the seventh point, which is the last point she speaks, is ultimately your karmic debts can become the path to freedom. Instead of fearing or succumbing to the law, we can work with it. We can go all out on taking control of our present moment actions. And when things bother us, we can remove our ego mind's limiting labels about the situation to move with the flow of life versus against it. Learn more about karma. To begin with, I'll highly recommend reading from the credible sources like translations of Bhagavad Gita by Swami Chinmayananda and Swami A.C. Prabhupada. If you would like to expand your understanding of the subject through a more scientifically approached book called Journey of the Souls by Michael Newton, which I would recommend to anyone trying to investigate deeper from a more modern lens. So this is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful article that I have come across, friends, and it is indeed an eye-opening article where it clears a lot of doubts and a lot of confusions that we've been carrying all through. And it is right in front of us. The article shows exactly what is happening in our head. And I thanks this wonderful lady Vasundhara for writing in such a beautiful way so that we can all connect to that truth. So it's not complicated at all. The language is very simple and the expression is very simple. The example that she has taken is very simple so that we can relate to it and we can understand better. So thank you so much for listening, friends. And if you have anything to add or anything to share, you can just go ahead and unmute yourself, please. So thank you so much, Darshana, and thank you, Sureshji. I hope this article has given a lot of meaning to us, because all these doubts I was having personally when I underwent a miscarriage in 2009. That is where I came into meditation. So in 2009, exactly the question that this wonderful lady speaks about, that, oh, why is this happening to me, or what did I do to deserve this? This difficult situation shouldn't have happened, because I have done all the good in this life. So then why this thing had happened to me? So this is a big question. When we don't understand the big picture, we are always getting attached to the situation. But when we understand the big picture, that everything is happening for a reason, and there is something that you have done in the past, so that it is for that you are clearing. And if we understand this, then there is no more suffering. See, the pain is a choice, right? Whatever we are going through, the pains that we have is a choice. But suffering, pain is inevitable. I'm sorry, pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Pain happens, but if you take that pain into the future, it becomes a suffering. For example, this lady, when she's speaking about the incident that took place in the gym, wherein she had given a lot of money for the membership, and when it is time for her to move to a different city, wherein the owner of the gym is not ready to pay her back as he promised earlier. So if she would have taken it to the future, or thinking about why this thing had happened to me and all these things, then she would end up in suffering, right? She did not do that. She had this understanding that, okay, I have done something, or I have to pay for him. Somewhere in the past, maybe I've taken something from him, for that I have to pay. Then there is no more a suffering. She had accepted it, and she moved from that situation. So what happens is, if we don't understand this, it's like a loop. It's like a loop. It makes our life more worse. So it is always good to understand that whatever is happening in our life, good or bad, is happening for a reason. So there is no bias in this. There is karma is always, it's an action. It is not like it's always negative. It is, in my childhood, I used to think that ni karma, that means your karma. Like, in a family, they used to say it's your karma. Go, whatever you want to do it. It's your karma. So we always think that karma is a very bad thing, but um, after coming into meditation, or after reading so many books, or after meeting so many masters and listening to their stories, it it made me a understanding. It got me so much of understanding that it's not bad at all. It's like whatever the action, it's a deed. So yeah, we get good things, and we get not good things as well. And whether to take it personally, or to make it as a suffering, it is our choice. So thanks to this wonderful, wonderful lady again and again, this for bringing it in so much simplicity in front of us about this complicated topic. So thank you so much, friends. Yes, Suresh, do you want to share something?
Madhuji, namaste, Madhuji. After a long time, I'm hearing your voice.
Yes.
So kind of you. And the meditation was really a pleasant feeling today, particularly your guided meditation, wherein one particular sentence really helped me a lot, wherein you said, stop carrying the baggage of the past. I felt all my such baggage is just burnt. Some sort of a vision came like that, and I felt so much of relieved. Uh, and I found then another point I just wanted to share is uh, many of my friends who came to the spiritual path, they almost all of them, including me, we went through very difficult phase of our life. Maybe tragedy, it may be death of the father, some sort of worry or disappointment or tragedy. So that actually is a blessing. Without that, had it not attacked our life, we would have not entered into spirituality.
Mm.
So that I just wanted to share from my little understanding and observation. And about this article, the excellent article, Madhuji, kindly share it in our
We'll do
group.
that. Sure.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And as you said, the karma and all we have perceived in a wrong way only. But of course,
Mm.
we know that when we do good things, definitely good thing will come back. So gone case only will say it's your karma, as you said.
Mm.
So your gone case, your karma, what to
Mm.
do? Like that.
Mm.
That's what we have
Correct.
seen. But
Mm.
karma has its own beautiful portion also. But
Mm.
though I mean, I knew it, but I never given this much light on that. But the article is greatly written, wonderful. And one thing I understood about karma, this side or that side, uh, I read an article and I just noted it from which book. Acceptance is the greatest secret for celebrating anything in our life.
Mm.
I think I thought patience is something greatest virtue, but now today I will say it, I don't know what will tomorrow, what will be the idea tomorrow. But as on today, I'll say, last 1 week I'm practicing this, just acceptance. So which cannot be changed. Okay, just accept the fact. For example, someone's mother passed away, he or she is crying. The thing is, he or she is not accepted the reality of the death.
Mm.
She is no more. The body is no more. That acceptance is good, bad, whatever it is, whatever be the reason. I
Mm.
think once we have the beautiful secret key of acceptance in our mind and understanding, that will really give pleasant enlightenment, and we can celebrate on anything, let it be success or failure, whatever it is, whatever be the negative or positive from the side of the understanding, it will give a clear picture. That's what my humble sharing, Madhuji. So kind of you for the wonderful session.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste. Thank you so much, Sureshji. You have shared this beautiful line, and I would also share it. Um, Words are twisted, but the meaning is the same.
Yes, yes.
It's from this book called The Untold Story of Sita. In there, there is this
Okay, okay.
beautiful line. It has
Yes.
really connected to me that every misfortune that happens to us is really a blessing.
Hmm.
So when we look deeper into it, we can have a greater understanding. For
Yes.
example, when the miscarriage happened to me, I was like crying and I was all questioning and all these things. But when after practicing meditation, it gave me a clarity that it's a blessing. The happening miscarriage happening to me is really a blessing, so that I can come into meditation and I can know myself. And if something is taken away from you, there is something which is also given to you.
Yes.
The other day, couple of days back, I was in UK. Yesterday, I arrived from UK, and couple of days back, me and Sri Lakshmi, Master Sri Lakshmi from UK, we were traveling from one city to another city, from Bournemouth to Bristol. So there were lots of train delays. So we were supposed to reach early, but we reached at around 1 o'clock in the night. So in the train delays, we did not. If see again, like we did not suffer. We did not say, "Oh my God, what is this happening?" Like it shouldn't have happened. We were not crying and cribbing. It's just we have accepted it, as you were saying, accepting. The moment we accept it, nature or the universe gives us the blessing. That means we have met so many wonderful people because there was so much of waiting that was happening. So we met so many wonderful people. We were exchanging so much of information, and there's so much of connections that happened. So there was so much of train delays in one side that the time has been taken away from us. But again, it has given so much of friendships that we have attained in those in that time. So the moment acceptance is the key. The moment you accept it, you will be given so many gifts. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you for sharing, Suresh ji, your
Sure,
personal.
surely, yes. That hope is very, very positive, Madhuji. Many things when we are positively, hoping for, that's what they call it as manifestation and all. If you think that it will happen, definitely the divine will really give all the comfort to make us abundantly happy. They give abundant happiness to us.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you,
So
Suresh.
kind of you. That guided meditation note also will be posting in the group. Navadaji?
It's a music that Patriji had played. So it's not from the YouTube. So I'm going to upload it in the YouTube and going to share the music to all
No,
of
not the
us.
music, but the guide that while
It's not there. It's
no,
just
no,
flow.
no. That those were wonderful wisdom
It
words
just
while we were meditating.
it just
You
happened.
just
Yeah, it just
okay,
happened, Suresh.
so nice.
There's
That
no
wording is
plan.
so good.
Thank
Almost
you.
all the sentences. We were in a trance. It's beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste. So before we take Sumti ji, I would like to ask Darshana, because Darshana, you want to share something, right? I see you have unmuted yourself earlier.
Madhu, I also wanted to request you to share this article.
And we'll do that, Darshana.
Because there were so many points there I would like to, revise again and again.
Yeah.
So
we'll do
thank
that.
you so much for sharing this wonderful article once again.
Thank
And
you.
as always, I say that every single session, either it, enriches you or it heals you.
Wow.
And today was another session like that. So deeply grateful. Thank you.
Thank you, Darshana. Yes, Sumti ji, please go ahead, Sumti ji.
Thank you, Madhuma. Thank you so much. I echo what Suresh ji Master mentioned. And yes, it was sort of an extending and expanding topic. Fantastic personality for the concept of karma, which is really targeting balance in life for the past and the future. And I like that. And yeah, it would be good if you post. And also to share with my friends here in this platform. I too have sort of changed my concept of undergoing any challenges or pain or negativity. Once I've stepped into the spirituality pathway since 2019, I would say if something is going drastically wrong, I would say, okay, good. It's relinquishing my karmic debt. That's all I think. And I said, it's fine. The minute I'm aware and I accept that fact, it's so much easier to move forward. And you just know you're just evolving and evolving. Thank you, Madhuma. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sumti ji. Wonderful. Yeah. That's it, friends. When we practice more meditation, that's why Patriji, and there are so many enlightened masters, they emphasize on meditation because, the difficult subjects, if one is not into the path of meditation or spirituality, these concepts that we are sharing is too complicated for them. And if we practice more meditation, it brings us more awareness, and in that awareness, it gets into our head easily, and then we can easily put it into practice. Whatever we were not doing before, it can be easily done. So that's why meditate. If I wouldn't have meditated, then I would have been really in chaos. I would have really, cursing the gods and goddesses and the whole universe, like, why me, and all these things. But thanks to meditation, I say meditation is like a hero that had rescued me, and that made me come to my own senses and to realize my own self. So thank you so much. And thank you so much, Sarah, for writing. And thanks to all the friends. Yes, we should never stop ourselves from sharing of what we experience and what we know. So thank you so much. Yeah, anybody else wants to share anything, friends?
Madhu,
Yes, Veronica.
my English is not so good. I'm Veronica, and I want you to say thank you to invite me in your beautiful meditation, and that I can come to your session.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear Veronica. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And
So
wish nice
Veronica is connecting from Austria, and yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Veronica. Wonderful. Thanks. Welcome to the family. Now it's no more yours and ours. It's all ours.
Christmas. Fine.
Wonderful. Thank
Good
you.
evening. Thank you very much.
So wonderful, friends. Then we will all connect back again soon with another wonderful wisdom sharing. Please utilize this opportunity and please invite all your friends and family. It is very important that they all come and they all can enjoy themselves. So at least that we can do, right? So please do it, friends. Never shy away in sharing your truth. So don't think that maybe they are not ready and all, but sharing is important. When we share, maybe who knows, there might be really waiting for you to share that, and that moment we should not postpone. So thank you once again, and we will all see you again in the morning, Germany time 6 a.m., UK time 5 p.m., 5 a.m. Yeah. Till then, have a great night, and namaste to all of your friends. Bye-bye.